Welcome to another episode of Wealth Beyond Numbers. I'm your host, Dennis Corral, and I'm here with my guest, Phil Stevenson from PS Lending. And today I want to talk more about your industry and what you do. But before we go and dive into that, something that drove me to start Corral Wealth Management was to make an impact and a difference in our clients that we help. We compete against many other industries, other companies in the community, in the country, but we really take a focus on our clients. We provide technology, we provide real solutions in a personalized way. And that to us means making an impact and a difference because most of our competitors do not work in the same way we do. We personalize their experience, we bring innovative technologies. So I want to talk to you about, I would love for you to share actually what inspired you to open up PS Lending. You've been doing what you do for many years. You could have easily worked for many people, many companies, large, and because of your experience. So I wanted to know if you could please share a little bit about what drove you to start your own business.
Sure. So first of all, thanks again for having me. And what drove me to have my own business is control. I didn't like what the larger companies would try to influence and tell you how to do this or that. If I wanted to discount someone, if I wanted to credit someone because it helped them in a certain way, I wanted that control. And as the owner of my company, I have that ability to do that as I need to. And even the people that work for me, if they call me and they say, hey, we got to do this, I say, well, okay, why? All right, fine, let's do it. We're going to help this family for whatever reason. What I love to see is on both sides, reverse mortgages and what we call forward mortgages. But I'll start with reverse. With reverse mortgages, again, there's that huge misconception. So people come in apprehensive. There's a need, like it'll make their lives so much better. Then finally, when it's done, the relief, the thank you so much, the written reviews that are amazing. You know, if I can get a written review, it's hard to get them, as I'm sure you know. But they'll all at least tell me verbally, you know, you helped me so much with this, or I went to multiple places and no one can get it done. You got it done for me and my family. Or one case recently, the brother had power of attorney because his sister is incapacitated. That property had issues, the estate documents had issues to get through underwriting. It took us a year to get it done. But finally, when we got it done, it was like, man, thank you so much. You know, he tried other places and they couldn't get it done. So that's huge for me, the satisfaction of helping people. It drives me because my industry is difficult, especially when rates are high and it's stressful, but that makes it all better. And then another story, I spoke with a client yesterday who worked with me a year ago. We were just touching base and he says, Phil, I can't tell you how many times we talk about you as we work on the house, as we couldn't have done it without you. A first-time home buyer couple who I did the mortgage for his dad. So I helped them as well. And it's very fulfilling for them to say that and for him to say, we're ready to make additions. So we want to pull money out, but we want the rate to be lower. So we have about the same payment. So that's our target, is to do this for them so that, and that'll happen in the next few months, I hope.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure you have many stories about successful clients and how you make them put at ease with your process and the way you help them and handle it. Can you tell us more about your process when you work with clients and when you meet with somebody and what are the steps like from point A to point Z to get them there? How do you work with them?
Sure. So several years back, I said I want to make it kind of like an assembly line. But really what it looks like to the clients is it's more like when you go to the ER or to a doctor's office, you have triage and then you go see the doctor. But they first talk to me, I gather the information, and then I hand them over to the nurses, my staff, who they have their process. One gathers, the other one sets everything up, the other one pre-approves, and then I come in as the doctor looking at the chart again, and I have the end results. And okay, if there's something in here that doesn't look right, or I talk to the client, they go, what do you mean? No, my income should be more than that. I say, okay, hold on, let me go back and look. And I'm like, no, you're right. This is better. This is, we're all human. You never know which human that has human error in there. It happens. But at least if we're all checking up and making sure that it's being done right in the end, that's what's important. But that's the process that we have. So that it streamlines it. makes it where I can spend more time with the clients before the process, during the process, explaining, taking my time, as opposed to rushing them because I have my staff helping on the regular paperwork and everything. So that's really what I feel helps us do well through the process and make it easier for the clients.
That's fantastic. And I actually have to admit that I went through that process myself when I was looking to purchase my home, and it was an easy process. And I really appreciate the fact that I was always engaged when I gave you my information. There was always somebody. I think you also have a portal where you safely can upload your documents, your income taxes, your tax returns, your statements. So I really value that because it helped me stay organized in the process of getting a mortgage through your company, and I'm pretty happy, and we closed pretty fast. I remember it was the first home I saw, and I liked it. I put an offer, and it was approved, and then the mortgage happened 30 days later. Yeah. And so, thank you for that. That was a great example of really an easy process to follow, like an assembly line, and I appreciate that. So, Phil, if you had to give any suggestions or advice to someone in the process of getting a mortgage, what would it be today?
I would say, first of all, you want to shop and decide early who you're working with. It's the worst thing to me is, we pre-approve someone, I help them for a month or two, use my expertise in helping through the process, and then they're like, oh, someone else is offering me 0.1% better, 0.125% better on a rate. It's like, come on, you used me this whole time with my expertise. No, decide that in the beginning, and compare rates. And usually I'm very competitive. I know that's what people look at primarily. They don't look at my 20 years of experience and my economics degree and all that stuff as a big factor. They just look at the number because their uncle told them that's what you look at, not understanding that there's so much value in expertise. I always use a realtor. I've closed thousands of mortgages, but I always use a realtor because you need that third-party person that's not emotional, that knows things that you don't, to help you through the process. And it's the same with mortgages. You want a good professional, even if it's just one thing that they help you with, that a call center person that barely has any experience couldn't help you with, that makes all the difference with a slightly higher rate. So that's what I would say. Shop it early and use experience as part of your process in finding who you're going to use.
I love that you said that experience. I mean, you and I have been doing what we do for 20 years, so we bring a lot of experience and best practices to the table when it comes to helping clients achieve their objectives. So I think that's really important, not just go off of somebody that you might have talked on a 1-800 number. And I agree. That makes a world's difference. I love what you said about one thing or two things that can help you, because at the end of the day, what brings sometimes peace of mind to clients is that one area that you were able to help them that they might have not even realized themselves. Yeah. So, well, thank you, Phil. That concludes our episode on this topic. So this is Dennis Coral. And as we like to say at Coral Wealth Management, retirement and financial confidence starts here. Thank you.